I'm Christine from Yoga Berry, and today we're going to do a little breathing exercise followed by a short meditation. So some of you might have a meditation practice already, which is fantastic. So I'm just going to guide you through some of the suggestions I would have for scoliosis, especially if you're starting with a breathing exercise. Now, if you've never done any sort of meditation before, then this will be very brief, will be very short. So it's a good place to start, and then you can obviously extend your own practice as well. Slowly building it up, maybe from a couple of minutes a day up to 10-15 minutes, whatever suits you. The main problem, I would say, for scoliosis and meditation is your position and how you're going to be sitting to make sure that you're comfortable enough. So what you don't want to do is that this starts to build up all sorts of uncomfortable sensations in the body, which you might experience if you're sitting for a longer period of time without moving. So the whole idea in meditation is that we're trying to be as still as possible, which is why usually we would start probably with more of a lying down position, more of a relaxation, and then the asana practice, so the yoga practice, the yoga poses, making the body stronger, moving the prana, the life force around in the body, starting to strengthen your core muscles as well. So you'll be able to sit in meditation for longer periods of time. But it shouldn't prevent you from starting a meditation practice anyway. So even if it's just a couple of minutes per day, it's going to make a huge difference. And I started meditating with the help of a few apps on my phone. So I will send the link as well below so you can have a look at them as well. So one of them is Insight, and it's got a timer, and there's all sorts of guided meditations around it. And there's another one as well, which I can't remember the name, but I'll look it up and I'll send the name below in the link. Right, so let's get started. So find a good position to sit, and this can be sitting on a chair. If you are sitting on a chair, make sure that you're sitting at the edge of the chair. Now, I am sitting today on a bolster, and it could be, because this is quite firm, it could be a yoga block though, if you've got one. It could be a couple of cushions, as long as they're quite firm, that would work as well. And there's a couple of options. If you're sitting on the ground, you could be sitting cross-legged, just making sure your pelvis is slightly tilted forward. So you would have your natural lumbar curve here without sticking the bottom out too much. Just kind of coming to a neutral spine and then really extending up through the crown of the head. So this is option number one. This would be the same. If you are sitting on a chair, make sure your feet are firmly planted on the ground and you're sitting at the edge of the chair. You're sitting at the front edge of the chair, so you can really create this lovely lumbar curve in the back, lifting up tall and relaxing your shoulders. And then the other variation is Virasana, hero pose. And this might not work for everyone. And if you have any knee problems, then I would try the other ones first, but just see how it goes. So hip flexibility and ankle flexibility can get in the way, unfortunately, with this. But just see how it goes. So this is Virasana. So you're, I'll show you from the side. So effectively you're kneeling. And then I have the lower legs on either side of the bolster. Sitting again at the front edge of the bolster, so I can lift up tall like this, and I have the tops of the feet down on the ground, like so. So sitting up and then relaxing the shoulders. So for me today, this is the most comfortable position. So I'm going to stick with that. Turn myself around. So don't be afraid to change your seated position. If on one day the hips feel really tight, maybe cross-legged doesn't work so much for you, And remember, you can always sit on a chair, especially if you're just starting out with your practice. So once you're comfortable, just again sitting up tall, lifting up through the crown of the head a little bit more. And this is without tightening, so just see if you can close your eyes and start to become aware of your breath. And you might notice this rising and falling sensations of the rib cage, of the chest. Bringing your awareness to the tops of the shoulders. So softening the tops of the shoulders a little bit more with every exhale. Just continuing to breathe. And then bring your awareness to the rib cage and the chest area. So really noticing the expansion on every inhale into the sides of the rib cage, into the front of the rib cage, and into the back of the rib cage. So rather than controlling the breath, see if you can just allow the body to breathe rather than getting too much involved. So just kind of noticing where the breath flows, into which areas of the body it flows easily, and which other areas might feel a little bit restricted. So especially curves in the thoracic spine, you might feel an imbalance of where the breath is moving and where it might not kind of reach as much. So really paying attention to that. So usually the concaved part of the spine, so the belly part of the spine, is where the breath might feel a little bit more restricted, where the muscles are tighter, where everything is a bit compressed. So see if you can direct your breath a little bit more into this area. So for example, right thoracic curve. Imagine you're breathing into the left side of the lungs a little bit more. Just kind of nourishing that area. And then bringing your awareness further down towards the abdominal area and pelvis. So see if you can allow the body to breathe a little bit deeper down into the body now. Really relaxing the abdominal muscles. Just for a few breaths, noticing any imbalances here. And just sending a little bit more breath into the concaved part of the spine. So left lumbar curve, for example. Just breathing a little bit more into the right side of the abdominals, into the right side of the pelvis. And just visualizing it. Good. And then bring your awareness to the center of the body. So energetic center of the body is halfway between the navel and the pubic bone, between the front of the body and the back of the body. And imagine how the breath starts to radiate out from this point. On the inhale, three-dimensionally into the body, and on the exhale, it's coming back to that center. So evenly spreading out into the body. Not only the upper body, not only the rib cage, but also the arms and the legs, the pelvis, whichever areas need a little bit more breath, a little bit more oxygen. And then just kind of abandoning all control. Trusting that the body knows exactly what to do. Bringing your awareness to your mind, your thoughts. Noticing if there is a lot of movement, if there are a lot of thoughts coming in. And if there are, just kind of consciously letting go of them. So imagining autumn leaves on a river, just kind of floating by, just acknowledging them, knowing we won't stop, we won't pay too much attention, we'll just let them float by. And enjoying that constant stream of consciousness, peacefulness, and a little bit of stillness in the body. Which might maybe lead to a little bit more stillness in the mind. And then becoming aware of your breath again, becoming aware of your body, any physical sensations, just starting to make little movements with the hands, maybe with the feet if you're sitting on a chair, And then slowly opening the eyes. Good. So I hope you enjoyed this little meditation. If you're not a member of our Facebook group yet, then feel free to join us on there. And if you have any questions, if there's anything you'd like me to cover in these videos, then please do let me know. I really want to make this as relevant as possible for you.